Hey, fourth graders, Kane and I are here to tell you all about how animals can communicate, not just with noises. So that is what we are learning about today. My name is Mrs. Lawson, and I'm so excited you're here to learn with us today. So let me go ahead and share my screen, and let's get started. We are learning to read closely so that we can have a deep understanding of what we read. We know we are successful when we can monitor our comprehension while reading. We're going to use text evidence to answer questions and ask questions about the text. So the story is called What Did You Say? And it is in our Sleuth book. So let's go ahead and get started reading. How would you communicate if you couldn't speak, use sign language, or grab the closest handheld device and start texting? In baseball, players and coaches often use hand signals to communicate about stealing a base, hitting the ball into left field, or throwing a fastball. What do animals do? Animals can't speak, so they use visuals, sounds, and touch to communicate. You may be wondering what an animal possibly has to say. A lot, actually. Peacocks and fireflies use visuals to attract mates. Male peacocks are known for their beautiful, colorful feathers. They fan out their feathers and parade in front of females. Male fireflies light their fire, so to speak. They use light to attract females by signaling to them. Females respond by flashing their own light. Light and color are visuals that allow these animals to communicate. Under the sea and in the sky, whales and birds communicate using sounds. Whales, such as the humpback whale, use sounds called phonations, which are too low or too high for humans to hear. Whales produce these sounds to keep in contact with other whales. The whale sounds travel long distances and then some. They can reach whales that may be swimming as many as 50 miles, 80 kilometers away. Ponder that. All right, we're going to go on to the next one. The song and calls that birds make can be beautiful and melodic. But did you know that birdsong is their way or means to communicate? Birds sing and call for many reasons. They may sing to attract a mate or call to warn off a predator. They may even sing because they are annoyed. Consider this technique the next time someone is bothering you. Elephants use sound to communicate, but they also use touch. A mother elephant uses her trunk to gently stroke her calf or to discipline it. Two elephants greet each other with their trunks. They place the tip of the trunk in the other's mouth. This greeting can be translated into saying hello. Think of how these animals communicate the next time you need to share information with someone. Instead of speaking, using sign language, or texting, try something unique and act like a peacock. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, fourth graders, is practice going back in the text and checking to see what is the way that the animal communicates. So the first animal we're starting off with is a peacock. So if we look back, how does the peacock communicate? And if you need to pause this video so that you can make this chart with me, fourth graders, that is what you should do right now. So take some time, look for how does the peacock communicate? Yeah, male peacocks use sight to communicate. So what you see, they fan out their feathers and parade in front of females to attract a mate. So if we look back at this picture, they fan out their feathers like this and try to look pretty to catch a mate or get somebody to be their partner. Okay, the next animal we're going to look for is whales. How do whales communicate? So let's go back in the text and look. If I look, the picture for a whale is down here, and it says how they communicate right here. Good job, fourth graders. I'm hearing those brains thinking. It says under the sea and in the sky, whales and birds communicate using sound. Whales, such as humpback whales, use sounds called phonations, which are too low or too high for humans to hear. They produce these sounds to keep in contact with other whales. The whale sounds travel long distance and then some, so they travel a long way. So whales use sounds called phonations to keep in touch with other whales. Great job, fourth graders. Now let's look at elephants. Pause this video if you need more time to fill out your chart, but we're going to keep on rolling. What about elephants, fourth graders? Good job. Touch is what I'm hearing. Touch. So a mother uses her trunk to gently stroke or to discipline her calf. They can also be used to greet each other with their trunks. They put the tip of the trunk in the other's mouth to say hello. So let's look. Elephants use touch to communicate. They use their trunk to discipline or gently stroke her calf. They can also use their trunk to say hello. So look at that, fourth graders, we did it. We finished this chart and found ways that animals can communicate without using words. So let's look at the text structure for this story. Text structure is the way the author organizes the text. We've worked on this all year. Do you think it's descriptive, sequence, problem and solution, cause and effect, or compare and contrast? What do you think, fourth graders? Well, there's no problem we're trying to solve, so it can't be that one. They're not really telling us first this happened, then this happened. So the best answer would be description. Good job, because they are describing to us ways that animals talk. They're not really comparing them to each other, but they're just describing different ways of communication. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the next slide. Oh boy, showed you an answer already, fourth graders. So ways that animals communicate. So let's go ahead and give our teachers this web that we have. In the middle, we're going to say ways animals communicate, because that is the main idea of this story. And we said that the author describes different ways that animals communicate. So we're going to fill in the rest of this web for our teachers to show them that we can find these details in the text. I filled out the first one for you. It says peacocks use sight to communicate. The males fan out their feathers and parade in front of females to attract a partner or a mate. What would be the second example we could use, fourth graders? Pause this video, take some time, fill out this web on your own. See if you can do it. Hopefully you took the time to look back and you found whales. We talked about it already. They use sounds called phonations to keep in touch with other whales. Great job, fourth graders. All right, you guys remember that other thing that we talked about? We talked about elephants, and I went ahead and highlighted. Some use their eyes, some use their ears, some use touch. So I said elephants use touch to communicate. They use their trunk to discipline their calf, and they also use it to say hello. All right, this fourth one, what are we going to do, fourth graders? Can you find a new one on this slide? Yeah, up here, right? The birds. So birds use sound to, let's look back. They can use it in many ways. They might sing to attract a mate, or they might sing because they're annoyed, or they might sing to talk about a predator, to warn others that somebody's there to hurt them. So I wrote down that one. Birds use sound to warn off predators. So you can use any of those examples and they would all work. So I hope that you did all of these things that made us successful today. Did you monitor your comprehension while reading? Yeah, we did. Did you use your text evidence to answer questions? We sure did. And let's see what your question is for your reading response. What is your favorite animal communication method? What did you like the most today? Then, if you got to talk to an animal specialist, what 2 questions do you have about this way of communication that you could ask them? So you have the text for this, and you are going to do amazing. I can't wait to read it, 4th graders. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.